So our next question is dealing with some of those scams that a lot of us have seen, where someone will text you asking if you're available. Then whatever your fee is, and let's say that you've quoted them a price of $2,000 for your services. They were talking about a situation where someone was then going to pay them, send a check for $4,000, and then, oh, by the way, can you forward the money to whatever photographer, their cake decorator, whatever it is. And the question basically was, have you ever experienced that scam and that situation, and what happens when you have had that? So I was wondering if either of you guys have known of anyone that has fallen for it, and anything to share with that.
I get them all the time, and depending on how free I am that day, I might mess with them. I know they're scams. I look at the address, and it's usually a residence. It's, so I kind of do some back before I just start quoting stuff off the cuff. I kind of do research with the address, and it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday type event, not even a Friday or Saturday. So usually like an off night, and I tend to mess with them. I've never known anybody to fall for them though. But yeah, if I've got enough time, I'll mess with them. Like send it back and forth. Be like, I'm $10,000. Just astronomical, just crazy fees. And then when they go, okay, that sounds like a good fee, I know they're really messing with me. So I might mess with them back a little bit longer. But I don't know anybody that fell for it, but I do get those texts or emails often.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've had one that I can think of that's actually come in. I've done exactly like I'd watch, the Facebook groups and see where people are like, oh, this is what happens. I'm like, I got to try it. I've got to mess with them a little bit. And I got him to, again, very same deal. I was like quoted something 3 times my fee, whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is definitely fake. And just, or it was just like, I even did one of those where it was, because maybe there was 2 that came in, because this other one that came in was like, they were telling me the residence. And I'm like, really? I said, my best friend just bought that place. Are you sure that's the address? And of course, then it was like, no, it was this. And they would give me like another one that was like a block over or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, I've never known of anybody who's personally gotten to be able to go that full distance. Although I've seen some people claim to like, oh, I'm holding the check and then I handed it over to the cops, whatever, but nothing beyond that.
So I've got 2 pieces to add to this little situation. One of a person who did, and it was a local person in our area here, but it wasn't for DJ tape work. It was to buy a puppy. She had a puppy for sale. Someone had contacted her, and $500. Let's say the puppy was $500. They had sent her a check for $2,000, and then they were going to be picking up they were going to pay for the puppy, and they were going to pick it up like in 2 weeks. But they wanted to pay for the puppy to make sure she wasn't going to sell it. Okay. They sent her the $2,000 and says, oh, can you send the other $1,500? We're going to be having a party or something to that effect, and they needed to send it to their party planner. So they did work in something in our and the lady did. She went to the bank. She got a money order. She took the check and deposited the check. Then she got a money order from the bank. They gave her the money order and sent it off. Okay, we're going to put a pin in that story. Now, as you guys have done, I played with these people also, but I actually got the check in the mail because I wanted to take it all the way to the point of, being able to prove it. So the check comes in, and it's I don't know, gosh, I think I probably quoted them $1,000, and it was a $4,000 check, whatever it was. And the intent was to send it on to their videographer, photographer, who didn't matter. So I took it to the bank and showed it to them. And they looked at it and said, well, the check looks legit. I mean, it looks like a good check, and it, had the markings and everything as it should. So they went and took the check number, or the account number, and ran the account, and it came back and it said, yeah, this is the check. So they called the bank, and the bank that it was listed. They're like, hey, we got a check here for $4,000, and it's it's in this account number. And they're like, yep, this is a legitimate check, and it is there's the money in the account, so it could be cashed. And then the young lady on the other end says, oh, by the way, what is the check number itself? There's where they messed up, is that it was a check that they had already processed a month or 2 or 3 or 4 ago. So they were using the account. They had stolen someone's account number, but the check number itself wasn't accurate. So that's how they were able to know. Talking to the bank people, what would have happened is then I would have sent the money off. Back to our dog story, she sent the money off, and for 3 days, she had that $2,000 sitting in her checkbook. Then the other bank caught it, said, no, that's a fraudulent check. They reversed the money, took all the money back out of her account. So now the dog person's account has been, not only that she doesn't get the $2,000, but now she has gone backwards $1,500, which she wired to or cashier's check, then sent it off to someone else. So that's how that scam works. People unfortunately have fallen for it, and they are good enough at what they do and getting the information that they can make things really, really difficult on people. So, okay, let's jump to the next one. Next question.